I think I can speak for most of us when I say that dieting absolutely sucks. Dieting is absolutely miserable, and honestly 90% of the time, not only is it miserable, it doesn't work. I spent the first 10 years of my fitness journey, literally a decade, restricting my calories, trying to only eat clean foods, whatever the hell that means. Restricting carbohydrates, restricting fats, trying to only eat trying to only eat fruit. Every diet that you can look up on Google, I've tried it. And not only did it feel absolutely miserable and super unsustainable for me, it also wasn't giving me the results that I was looking for. I remember that time in my life when I was dieting really, really hard, and I had a really restrictive mindset around nutrition and health and fitness. I was cranky, I was moody, I was tired, I was on edge, but my body was bloated, inflamed. I wasn't losing any weight. And I remember just being like, something has to change. Like, there's that quote that says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That to me is the point that I hit when I was dieting. So I want to share with you 3 ways that you can break up with dieting for good, because it was the most freeing thing that I ever did, was taking a more nourishing, wellness-based approach in my fitness journey, and it literally changed everything. I started to lose weight, I started to enjoy food again, I started to have balance in my life, I started having more energy, more confidence, I was getting more toned, I just felt so much better taking this more holistic, nourishing approach. So the first thing I did that really, really made a difference for me and allowed me to step away from dieting and that restrictive mentality was tracking macros. Tracking macros is essentially keeping track of your protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Those are the 3 main macronutrients that make up your total calories you intake in a day. When I was dieting, I was typically restricting carbohydrates, restricting fats, and taking away one of those main food groups. Not only was my diet kind of off balance, I felt those repercussions in my body. If I was restricting myself of carbs, because carbohydrates are our main source for energy, I felt absolutely exhausted all the time. Or if I was restricting fats, which are our source of focus and brain health and productivity, I would feel so sluggish, like I couldn't focus, like I couldn't work and concentrate. What made a big difference for me was tracking my macros. And if you're not willing to track macros and that feels a little bit obsessive for you and it feels like kind of a slippery slope, you don't have to track them to a T, but learn about the main macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbohydrates, because each one brings a beautiful benefit to the body and we need all 3 nutrients. I started to work with coaches, I started to do my research online, and I really started to educate myself on the benefits of each macronutrient so I could kind of prove to my brain and my old dieting ways that my body needs fuel, and fuel is not the enemy. Food is not the enemy. And when I started to track macros, it became this really beautiful relationship where I wasn't fearing foods, I wasn't restricting foods, I wasn't labeling foods as good or bad. I would essentially look at the total macros that I had available for the day, and I would plug in my FitnessPal what foods I wanted to eat in that day, and I would show myself visually, and I would prove to my body that I was allowed to eat more food. The second thing that really helped me break up with dieting was really looking away from diet culture, whether that is 0-calorie foods or things that you see in like magazines, although magazines feel kind of old school these days, but social media ads on Pinterest. I still see ads all the time, whether it's on TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, for the craziest fad diets that are promoting instant weight loss. I literally just saw one yesterday, actually. They were promoting weight loss by using this waist trainer. I was so guilty of looking to those products when I was in my beginning stages of my wellness journey. I thought that those products were going to do the work for me. I was very much in a place of wanting to reach my goals, but also not willing to do it in a holistic, real, long-term way. So I would look towards things like waist trainers. I did every kind of like diet that you can imagine. I did keto. I cut out carbohydrates, which is keto. I cut out fats. I cut out all bad foods, all things that weren't clean foods. I tried isogenics. I tried Herbalife. I tried only drinking shakes for meals. I tried only doing juice cleanses. You name it, I have tried it. And I think for me, I was constantly looking for other things to do the work for me. And when I started to take that accountability and really put myself in the driver's seat, I was like, okay, a product is not gonna do this for me. Personal trainer, a coaching program, it's not gonna do the work for me. It is my responsibility to show up in my life. It's my responsibility to take care of my body, to eat well, to exercise consistently, to get enough sleep. And when I kind of started to look away from the diet industry, I honestly started to realize how up it is. I worked at a gym. There was a smoothie from the smoothie bar, and it was labeled the fat burning energizer or something like that. And in the base of the smoothie was frozen yogurt mix. Now, if you're labeling a product as a fat burning smoothie or a weight loss smoothie, it should probably be something that's going to help people on their journey, right? But this smoothie literally included basically ice cream in the base, and they labeled it as a product that was good for you, and it actually was not. And that to me is such a perfect metaphor for the diet industry, a lot of the fitness kind of culture that I see going around, and that is that, you know, people are promoting things and products and programs that are going to do the work for you, but essentially nobody can do the work for you. It is your job to get up, to exercise, to eat well, to focus on sleeping, and to take that more holistic approach. That changed everything for me. And the third and final thing that really helped me break up with dieting and leave it in my past for good was practicing balance. And this is much easier said than done, and it definitely took me a minute to really grasp this process and like this whole kind of lifestyle. In the beginning of your dieting journey, or fitness wellness journey, I should say, it's very easy to look at foods as good and bad. Something is either healthy or it's not healthy. It's good for me or it's bad for me. And that creates this sense of restriction and this sense of I can never have a cookie because it's bad for me. The truth of the matter is that your life is going to require you to have both, and you get to have both. So if you're developing this mindset of, oh, these things are bad for me, I can't eat these things, I can only focus on good foods, it's gonna cause you to feel a sense of restriction and then crave the bad foods. Like, why do I want the thing I know I can't have? So for me, it was really important to remind myself along the way that this is a lifestyle change. It doesn't mean that I have to only eat healthy foods. It doesn't mean that I can never have bad junk foods again. It's all about balance. And I'm sure you've heard of the 80-20 rule, and that's really what I live by. So 80% of the time you are healthy, you're moving your body, you're exercising consistently, putting in nutrient-dense foods into your body. And then 20% of the time you are enjoying yourself. You're indulging in your favorite treats. You're going out to have a drink if you choose. You're going out to dinner with your significant other for date night. You're really indulging on the things that just taste good and make your heart and soul happy. When you really start to create balance in your journey and in your life in general, everything just becomes easier because nothing is off limits. There are no restrictions, and it just becomes something that makes you feel free and energized. And that to me is what healthy living is all about. Try these 3 tips out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you love videos like this around health, wellness, exercise, weight loss, sustainable, healthy weight loss, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here. I post videos every week all about this kind of stuff. It's my biggest passion in the world, is living a healthy lifestyle and helping you live one too. So thanks for being here, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.